Hi there, my name is Kevin Siwoff, and I'm going to read Known British Ornithologists and One Recently Extinct Bird. Boyd Alexander, Christopher James Alexander, Horace Alexander, Wilfred Backhouse Alexander, John Ash, Henry Philemon Atwater, E.C. Stewart Baker, David Armitage Bannerman, Phyllis Barclay Smith, E.V. Baxter, Robert Cecil Bevan, Constantine Walter Benson, Thomas Bewick, William Thomas Blandford, Edward Blythe, Mark Brazil, Alan Brooke, 1st Viscount Alan Brooke, Thomas Brown, Edward Arthur Butler, Frederick Nutter Chasen, Robert Ernest Cheeseman, Charles Hubb, Nigel Clear, Peter Colston, Charles Walter Devis, C. Douglas Dean, John Disney, Henry Eels Dresser, George Edwards, Arthur Humble Evans, Thomas Campbell Ayton, Frank Finn, James Maxwell McConnell Fisher, R.S.R. Fitter, Jim Flegg, James Franklin, Louis Fraser, Robert Gilmore, Frederick Duquesne Godman, Derek Goodwin, Philip Henry Goss, John Gould, George Robert Gray, John Edward Gray, Edward Gray, 1st Viscount Gray of Fallandon, John Henry Gurney Jr., John Henry Gurney Sr., Pat Hall, Edward Hargett, Tom Harrison, Arthur Hay, 9th Mark of Tweedendale, James Hepburn, John Hobbs, Henry Elliott Howard, Rob Hume, Collingwood Ingram, Tom Iredale, Sir William Jardine, the 7th Baronet, Janet Keir, Norman Boyd Kinnear, C. Bowden Kloss, David Lack, John Latham, Edgar Leopold Layard, Elsie P. Leach, William Edford Leach, John Legg, Thomas Littleton Powys, 4th Baron of Lilford, Percy Lowe, Hubert Lynes, James MacDonald, William McGilvray, Cyril Mackleworth Preed, Chris Mead, M.F.M. Michaeljohn, Annie Minerhatskin, Richard Minersagan, Frederick Moore, George Montagu, Reginald Ernest Moreau, Guy Mountfort, Alfred Newton, Edward Newton, Ian Newton, Michael John Nicol, Max Nicholson, Eugene W. Oates, Bill Audie, William Robert Ogilvy Grant, Shane A. Parker, Stamford Raffles, John Richardson, Leonora Jeffrey Rintoul, Herbert C. Robinson, Edward Hurl Rodd, Walter Rothschild, the 2nd Baron Rothschild, Edward Sabine, Osbert Salvin, Howard Saunders, Philip Lutley Sclater, William Lutley Sclater, Peter Scott, Henry Seebohm, Purdue John Selby, William Searle, Richard Bodler Sharp, George Ernest Shelley, Andrew Smith, Edward Smith Stanley, the 13th Earl of Derby, Bertram E. Smithies, David Snow and Barbara Snow, James Francis Stevens, Hugh Edwin Strickland, J. Dennis Summers Smith, William Swainson, Charles Swinhoe, Robert Swinhoe, Colonel W. H. Sykes, Arthur Lansborough Thompson, Claude B. Ticehurst, John David Deegs Latouche, Roland Treeman, Henry Baker Tristram, Bernard Tucker, Marmaduke Tunstall, William Turner, Keith Vinicombe, Will Wagstaff, Alfred Russel Wallace, Robert George Wadlar Ramsey, George Waterston, Joseph Whittaker, Gilbert White, Francis Willoughby, Scott Barchard Wilson, Harry Witherby, William Yarrell, Nikolai Zarudny, Cozumel Thrasher. Thank you.